Hello, my friends. For those of you new to my videos, my name is Amelia Randolph Campbell, story strategist and founder of the ARC method, here to help you author your experiences through intentional thought and emotional alchemy. In other words, I'm here with you to think better, feel better, and then live better, because what you have to give is too valuable to stay stuck in any one place for long. So, we just went through a major full moon and eclipse, and the energy has been so intense. Eclipses mark thresholds and support change. So how apt as we continue our September focus on that very thing. This eclipse was especially concentrated on our next level of endings and beginnings, of letting go of who we've been and making space for who we're becoming. Eclipses carry the possibility of quantum leaps, but not always in the dramatic, cinematic ways that we imagine. Sometimes the idea of quantum leaping is very appealing, but if sweeping change has had you reeling lately, I want to offer that it's just as powerful to let the leap be a step, a breath, something much smaller and quieter. A micro change, creating a shift somewhere deep inside of an emotional habit, the kind that works on a cellular level. This is the kind of work that no one else may notice at first, but you feel it as you create something new in your relationship with yourself. It might look like waking up and realizing that the old loud thought isn't there anymore. Or feeling more grounded around a trigger that once knocked you flat. Being able to send love instead of judgment, and experiencing softness instead of a spiral. These are tiny yet mighty revolutions. They can be easier to believe than when we make a sweeping declaration that sort of leaps over all the rest, and therefore these kinds of changes can last longer in you and have the chance to build on themselves. One way to rewire your emotional responses that the ARC method uses is by rewriting the stories that inspire them, piece by piece. You are the writer and director, first of your own role, and then anyone else's role who's part of your current story. Reimagined roles bring reimagined emotional outcomes. Using that imagination to grow larger than the facts that may have you stumbling in anger or pain, you can change their meaning. If the relationship to what happened in you is different, then what you feel about it changes. What you want changes, and then what you do changes. Even if it's just a little, an emotional experience is created that you can believe in a new, more healing way. It becomes a path forward on your terms. It's you taking the pen to your own story arc. And we're here to raise that arc up. People have always said, raise the bar, but I say, forget that. Bars are too rigid. Arcs curve. Arcs bend. They hold nuance and have the capacity for space. They can contain at your direction all of the grace you need to expand and experience your story differently. Between now and when I see you next, I will story storm my version of brainstorming, a list of life events and their aftermath, where emotional micro-change would be incredibly helpful. And I'd love to hear from you too on this. What changes are you currently struggling with that you'd like some support on? What can't you get past that's big or quote unquote small? What unwanted change has you spinning? What changes are coming up that have you scared or excited? Weigh in the comments. And in the coming weeks, I'll create a video that workshops one of them in detail so you can experience the difference that the ARC method can make. In the meantime, remember you have access to my Reimagining Change workbook, the interactive PDF that's got guided audio. It's live and available to you through the end of the month. The link is below. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'll see you next time. This video is part of a month-long focus on change. Be sure to check out the entire Reimagining Change playlist here on YouTube to catch the other support videos on this topic, and share it with the people you love who are going through it. Once again, my name is Amelia Randolph-Campbell, story strategist and founder of the ARC method, here to help you author your experiences through intentional thought and emotional alchemy. See you next time.